Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. We're gonna be doing a tutorial today on how I get my wavy bob hairstyle. I've been wearing my hair like this for the past couple of weeks, and so I thought I would do a video dedicated to how I do this. I'm gonna be talking you guys through my technique, sharing the products that I'm using. I'll have all the links down below for you guys as well. If you're new here, my name is Niara Alexis, and I mostly focus on hair content with a little bit of lifestyle and beauty as well. So if that sounds like something you're into, you might want to go ahead and subscribe. I post every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright you guys, so we're gonna style my little bob. I have recently been wearing it like this. Obviously it's cut this way, so I can't wear it any other way. But in this like little wavy tousled type of look. And it's not really curling, but you're not really straightening it either. And I feel like it's really an important thing to learn if you do consider like cutting your hair into a bob like this. A lot of people always ask me like, why don't you ever wear your hair straight? I just like a little bit more texture, a little bit more body. If you've been watching my channel, you know you've never seen me wear my hair like bone straight like this. Hair that is like super bone straight tends to get greasier faster, and I just don't have the patience for my hair to not be looking how I want it to. It's very easy to do once you get the hang of it, but I do think if you're considering cutting your hair in a bob, that this is a technique you'll want to learn. Even if you do like to wear your hair bone straight, you do want the option, at least I would want the option of like, you know, adding some curls in there, like maybe like when it's not as fresh. All right, so we're gonna start on this side as usual. I always start my hair on this side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your flat iron and you're still gonna hold it vertically. If you've watched any of my other hair curling tutorials, which I'll have some other ones linked down below for you guys, you know that my #1 rule when you're curling with a flat iron is to hold it vertically and not horizontally. This, holding it this way, is gonna kind of flip your hair under, and that's not what you want. You kind of want to create a spiral, so it needs to be vertical. And with this, you're not even really creating a full spiral. So I'm just gonna put my hair in the flat iron. And you see how I'm just like ever so lightly like kind of starting to like turn the flat iron as I go. That was kind of quick. I'll show you again. And you see how it like lands in this kind of like wave of a shape. I'm gonna let it cool in my hand as usual, because I do want it to hold its shape, but I don't have to let it cool completely, because it's fine if it drops a little bit, because with this style we want it to be like a little bit limp. That's kind of what we're going for. I'll show you again. It's kind of hard to go slow because I don't want to like hold the flat iron on like one spot in my hair too long and like burn it. We're gonna go in, and the spot where you're gonna go in at, you don't want to go in like super far up here on your root. Kind of bring it down, you know? You see how far that is down? Turn it, and you're kind of gonna like slowly start to turn it a bit more, and then you're gonna let go. And you see how it like just created that little shape, that little wave. And one thing that you're doing with this that you're not doing when you like, or that I'm not doing at least when I curl my hair any other time, is I'm not curling the end so that it's like completely curled up and spiraled. Like you see how it's kind of like, it's sticking out a little bit. It's still kind of straight, but there's still like that shape to it. That's what you're trying to achieve. Do the same thing. You're gonna start to kind of slowly rotate your wrists. Now when you get to the end, you want to let that hair go because you don't want to curl it too much at the end. With bobs like this, I feel like for myself personally, I don't want to take too much length off of it. Like when I cut my hair into a bob, that's pretty much the length that I like and that I want to keep it at. So curling it can cause like shrinkage, you know, and making it appear shorter, which is fine if you like that, but I find that this is a way that you can curl your hair, add some body to it without taking off a lot of the length. So one more time, pulling it through, and we're slowly rotating as we get closer to the end, and then we'll just kind of pull it through. And we want it to cool in our hands a bit, but you don't have to let it sit as long as you normally would, because I don't want these curls to be tight by any means. And the one thing that I do differently with this than I do when like I'm curling my hair any other time is I don't get out of my face. I don't pin my hair up in the pin curls to let them set. I don't feel like there's a need to. It's gonna make it like a lot more curly than you want it to. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find a clip. It's gonna make your hair a lot more curly than I specifically like want this style to be. So I'm just gonna clip it down like that. I am, however, gonna take my Paul Mitchell, this is the Flexible Style Super Clean Spray, and I'm just going to spray a bit on top, and then we'll move on to the next section. But I'm not doing the pin curls anymore to set it, because like I said, with this style, this is one that you're kind of like, it's kind of okay if it like falls a bit. So if you are one that has trouble with your curls lasting a really long time, this hairstyle might be like, you know, your thing. I am kind of pinning it like that because I do kind of want it to like sit back that way. So I'm gonna keep going and do the rest of my head. I'll throw on a little bit of music. Okay, so once I'm done doing like my initial pass, I do kind of go back just to see like where do I want to add some more shape, because initially it always sort of looks a little too rounded for me. So I go back in and just add some shape where I feel like I can. Drop my comb, not going to pick her up. So I'll just go back and do like a little extra, like add a little extra like bend in the curl, which will like kind of make that like flip outwards. I'll do one up here and I'll show you what I mean by this. So like if you see like this only has like one bend right here, to add an additional bend in your curl, all you need to do is just like curl it or like bend it above this. So I'm just gonna come up here, and once your flat iron kind of gets to that bend, just let go, and you see how you've like now made it more little spirally. But I want it to be like, you know, I don't know how to explain it other than like a long spiral. I don't want it to be like a short and fat one where it's like, am I making any sense? I don't know. But you see how like even just doing that little bit, like it just added, like it kind of leaned out the shape a little bit, whereas it's more rounded over here and this side is, you know, it's a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do that on a few pieces. I always get asked how I do the back of my hair. You guys, you just gotta start doing it. Honestly, a lot of it is like feeling, but when people say like the back of my hair is not my business, like you just gotta know, like you don't have eyes in the back of your head. Like at least I don't. I'm not nobody's mama yet. My mom always told me when she started having kids, she had eyes in the back of her head. I can't wait to get those, but I don't have them as of right now. So you kind of just have to like make do with like what you can see and what you can control, and just sort of like feel for what you can't see. Ah, that one's hot. Okay, so that is done. So I'm liking the shape of this hair a lot more now. It's not as rounded in. And then we're going to spray Amika Top Gloss Shine Spray. So I'm just gonna spray my hair down with this.